What is your name and what are your pronouns? My name is Jeff Manzolli, and my pronouns are he and him. Sure, I live just outside Seattle with my husband. We've been together for about 26 years. Before getting into voiceover work, I was a professional stagehand for 30 years, and prior to that, I sang professional a cappella for 5 or 6. Also, I believe I am officially the oldest member of the Super Suits casting crew. That's easy, my optimism. I am unfailingly optimistic. I identify as gay or queer, and it's had a huge impact on my life. I grew up in a time where it was really dangerous to come out where I lived, and I spent 13 years closeted. And when I finally came out at 26, it was this incredible weight lifted off of my shoulders, and that is also directly responsible for the aforementioned irrepressible optimism that I have now, because being able to live openly and honestly as who I am without having to be afraid of being judged for it, or rather without caring if I'm judged for it, has just been life-changing, and I wouldn't go back for anyone. Pride means basically living as yourself openly and honestly without fear of attack or reprisal of some sort, and without apology to anyone else for you being who you are. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, you don't owe anyone an apology or explanation for how you live your life and for who you are. Well, again, comparing to when I grew up, what it does well is it represents the hell out of us. When I was growing up, there were almost no positive portrayals of queer people in any form of media. This is well before podcasts and audiobooks even existed, but there were, I can count on one hand the number of positive portrayals I ever saw on television of queer people. And even then, they were full of stereotypes and old tired tropes that were the only way you could get a character on to a show or into a movie and portray them in any sort of positive way at all. And so the fact now that there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of titles and programs available across all media, but especially as of late in podcasting and in audio fiction, it's just astounding to me. And as for what I think it could improve on, I honestly don't know right now, because again, comparing to when I grew up, this is 1,000 times better than it ever was when I was before I came out. And so I honestly don't know what it could do better, but I'm sure someone has an idea and they'll figure it out. I played Arthur Blaine, who was Duperman's attorney. I also played one of the agents from SIMP, and then I also voiced a couple of small 1 or 2 line characters that were unnamed later in the season. Well, I try to live my life as openly and honestly and genuinely as I can, and I hope that I bring a similar level of honesty to any character that I voice. Hands down, Cole Castillo. I could listen to Cole all day long and never get sick of it. It would have to go to probably Amy or Tony or Jackie, and probably Tony. But it would be it's not a glamorous power, but it would be the ability to function at peak performance without requiring food, water, or sleep. Well, simply that if you enjoy listening to it even half as much as we've enjoyed putting it together for you, you are in for a real treat. And I thank you so much for supporting us.